Good day and welcome to another edition of Outsider Genie, where we will be looking at a preview of today's racing, the 12th of December, from Turffontein on the stand side track. Before we start looking at the racing and the betting, just a few things I would like to touch on. First of all, Outsider Genie is not a tipping service per se. What we do is we do a form analysis and we give you the punter, outsider selections that you can add to your own selections. And should those outsider selections arrive, then you will be collecting the bigger payout, standing in the payout queue, collecting the money and laughing and thanking outsider Genie. If you want to get a notification of when we post our video every day, you can click the subscribe button and ring the bell, and you will then be informed every time that we post a new video. We are also available on social media, Twitter, Instagram, and there are contact details 0845 855 Before I make this very important announcement, I just quickly want to touch on two results of yesterday. Yesterday at the Val, on the poly, we gave you our best bet. And our base bet was race number 4, number 3, Global Canyon. And when I did my analysis, the betting on that horse was 3-1. Would you believe me that that horse actually drifted to 5-1? Best bet of the day at 5-1. And then also in that same race, our outsider selection number 6, Global Canyon was number 3. Our outsider selection number 6 ran second, and in a 5-horse field with the exacta paid 56 rand. Really value for money. No reason for you not to subscribe to Outsider Genie. And then at Greyville, in the last race, our value bet was race 8, number 8, Letaba, which was 11-2. Also drifted 6-1, 7-1 available at the jump, and that horse got up on the line to win as one of our value bets. Again, no reason why you should not subscribe to Outsider Genie. Some people just follow my value bets and base bets, and they make money out of that. They don't even do all the other stuff. And I can tell you my strike rate on my value bets and base bets is between 60 and 70%. So in the long run, you will make money. Then a very important announcement. During the Cape Summer season on major race days, starting from this Saturday, 12 December, the preview video will only be available to members subscribing to our daily analysis service. The reason for that is that when I do the preview for on the big days, I'm not just going to do like I normally do, give you my outsider selection, my outright selection, my outsider selection, and touch on one or two horses. When I'm going to do the analysis for the Cape Summer season coming these major race days, I'm going to do an in-depth preview of all the Pick 6 races in order to give you a better chance to see what you want to do, what selections you want to play. And that takes time. It takes time to study. Unfortunately, I cannot do that for free anymore. So, but in order to assist you and make sure that you can afford to get that preview, I'm giving you a special offer. The special offer is now. If you pay now till the end of now, 400 Rand, you will get my Outsider Genie form analysis for 400 Rand till the end of January. But please note that this thing offer ends tomorrow, the 13th of December. And I can assure you, and I give you my word, after the 13th of December, there will be no more special offers. So if you are currently a subscriber to my channel, to my daily analysis, and your membership ends of end of December, then you can get January for 250 Rand. If you're not a subscriber, you pay 400 Rand now, you're going to get all our selections, plus you're going to get the preview video every major racing day in the summer season for 400 Rand a month. As I said, This special offer is not going to be repeated. If you come end of the December and you want to renew, then it's going to cost you 500 Rand if you haven't got a subscription for January. I really need to do this because I do find that I'm putting in a lot of work into this, but the rewards is not what it should be. And I just feel that 400 Rand is not a lot of money. Some guys spend vast amounts on punting, and surely my bets and my information do add value. By subscribing, you get a race-by-race selection outright winner and two possible outsider selections, two daily recommended all-to-come doubles, value bets to play each way, normally 6 to 1, best bet of the day. There you can see 6 to 7, 7 to 1. And last week at the Vol, I gave you a best bet, Sweet Sensation, opened up at 7 to 2 and drifted to 11 to 1. I haven't seen that for a long time. I'll give you suggested trifectas and quartets. Some of them pays well. They come in regularly. Also affordable PA and pick sixes. You can take my numbers, play as each, or add a little bit of money because I gave value, not too expensive pick sixes and PAs. So you can add on to that and then play that accordingly. If you subscribe, you'll receive our selections like this every day on a sheet of paper, which you can keep as is or which you can print out. Here we give you race by race selections, pick six, PA, trifectas, quartets, value bets, and then our all-to-come doubles, which also arrive regularly. So that is now the homework is done. So let's look at the serious topic of racing today from Turffontein. Let's look at the Turffontein race 1. As I said before, quickly, what I'm doing is that I do give you my outright selection first. That is the horse that I think is going to win the race. Then I give you my two outsider selections in no particular order. And thereafter, I might touch on one or two things. I think before I go there, I just want to quickly scroll back here. I just got something that I want you to take notice of. Now, normally they give Turffontein, they give the top trainers, South Africa, no, yeah, South African top trainers by stake. Now, guys, I quickly want to discuss this with you so that you know where I'm going. Currently, I really have a problem with Michael de Kock horses. Not with Michael de Kock, with the horses. His horses are not running well, but although you look here, he's got 192 runs, 34 wins, he's got a strike rate of 17%. But I found lately in the last couple of weeks, his horses is not running up to scratch. I mean, favorites doesn't win. I mean, short price favorite gets beaten. So I'm very wary of his stable. I think, you should also be very, very wary in terms of, banking the Kock horses and that. I don't say they cannot win. They always have a winning chance, and surely you will win races. But just be careful when you start bankering the Kock horses that you might land up burning your fingers. Then here I also see that Sean Terry is not firing lately, and the figure shows this: 270 runs, 50 wins, and only a strike rate of 10%. He used to have a much higher strike rate. Currently, Paul Peter is leading the standings with 47 wins at 13%, which is not bad. Justin Snape is 14%, and then here is St. John Gray at 10%. Brett Crawford at 15% and Bass Robinson at 12%. You need to look at this, because it gives you indication, and that's why I'm saying lately Sean Terry is winning races, but not at the rates that he normally does, and the same goes for Michael de Kock stable. So the Paul Peter stable seems to be the stable to follow, and also Paul Matchett is also getting his winners, but although he's under a 10% strike rate, just under 10%. Just for interest sake, here's the top jockeys. Oh well, this is South African top trainers by stakes, top jockeys, Gauteng and Free State top jockeys. So here in Gauteng and Gauteng, Kumalo is the top jockey, 49 wins, Lyle Hewitson 39. But I think overall, Lyle Hewitson is the top jockey, I would think. Let me just quickly see if we can see something here. Top jockeys by win. Yeah, you are. Lyle Hewitson, 85. Greg Chain 70. You can add three to that because he had 3 wins yesterday at Fairview. Greg Chain 70. Warren Kennedy 54. He's picking up nicely. He was about in 5th place a while ago. Now already he's in 3rd place. Kumalo 50. Ferraris 49. Demilo 49 and Muzieni. Muzieni is also picking up nicely, having a few winners. Anton Marcus, yeah, no, the Anton Marcus case I won't talk about now, but I mean, he's got the second highest strike rate behind Greg Chain, but Greg Chain, a lot of his winner comes from the PE. Yes, Aldo de Meyer, 18%. All right, let's go down and have a look now at the first race. Just something that I wanted to discuss with you before we start. So here in race number 1, and let's have a look at the betting first. All right, here the betting is as follows. Number 7, Dunya 28 to 10. My Sugar Baby 3 to 1. Sharpling Sky 4 to 1. Transfix 92. Lightning Lash 6 to 1. Right Choice 14 to 1. Jam Pansy 14 to 1. Sanook 15. 33 to 1. And longest scratching number 11. So here my first choice is number 2, Sheltering Sky, for Massive Stable, Muzieni on board. This horse took a while to find his feet and never did anything really spectacular, except they ran behind G for Go 5.75 lengths. But in his last 2 runs, this horse has really improved. And last time out, got beaten by the stable companion, Lady Nika, which was also a long price. But I think you will find that this race is going to be a strong race, the form in this race, because there was some really good horses in that race. So my selection here is Sheltering Sky to win. You can see there 11 runners, 2 winners already. The race behind Flower of Scotland. Um, my outsider selection is number 1, which is Right Choice. Right Choice that ran over the 1450. The second ran over the 1600 meters or 1800 meters faded. So they're now bringing this horse back to the 1100 meters. It is a global view by a lecture me, and I think that this horse might be more effective over 1,000 meters, 1,100 meters than the long distance currently. Yes, my other outsider selection is number 4, Lightning Lash. Lightning Lash also ran a decent second race. And then last time I just faded here at the end behind Desert Pride. Desert Pride came out in a week and won again. So that form is automatically franked. And with Samanga Kumalo riding for Alec Lead, definitely a potent combination. In the favorite here is number 7, which Dania, which did improve last time. I did mention I think that this horse will improve on his first run, but this horse ran behind number 2 in the race behind Flower of Scotland, and then behind Mrs. Ninja Amelia was 4th, although staying on over 1,000 meters. So the 1,100 meters will probably suit. Did run at 22.9, which is 123 seconds, 400 to finish. So he's definitely improving. but I'll stick with my selection number 2. Then we move on to race number 2, which is a maiden plate over 1100 meters. Let's have a look at the betting. Here in race number 2, the betting is as follows. Number 1, Murray Case 9 to 10. Talladega 33 to 10. Iron Under Tiger 6 to 1. Orion 4 11 to 1. Red Gold Moon 15 to 1. 15 to 1. The Voodoo You Do 22 to 1 trying times and 33 to 1 and longer. The rest, scratch number 10, Liquid. Really with no, I mean, I don't want to break down any owner or trainer, but this field is really a weak field. And number 1, Marrakesh, with his form, is standing out, has run 5 third places in a row. But I do think that today this horse can win because this field is really diabolical, not a good field. My outside section is number 2, Eyes of the Tiger. And again, a poor match at inmate. That ran well behind Ramsden Dairy Road, and then was there and thereabouts in his last 2 runs. But I think in this field, definitely have a small chance and can be the biggest danger to number 1. Number 3, Ryan, earlier in his career, he did run a few places. He's always there, faded at the end. Last time out, stayed on a little bit. So I think a good prospect to run a place. And the rest of the field, maybe number 4, Red Gold Moon, can probably improve a little bit. Number 5, Cornaspi stable here. I think number 5, just chuck into the back end of your quartets and maybe trifectas. This horse has been placed 4th year behind Forbes Quarry, but his form is so in and out, you can never know what's going to happen. But the Cornaspi is winning with some bombs, and do include in the back end of your quartets, number 5. So let's move on to race number 3. Race number 3 is middle stakes over 2,400 meters. Class B, average meter rate of 84. Also a very open race here where the betting are 3 to 1 Lord Melbourne, 0 is 9 to 2, Smoking Out 9 to 2, Fact 5 to 1, Tigers Express 5 to 1, 5 to 1 Port Cree, and 20 to 1 Cash Time. Now my selections is as follows. My first selection here is number 2 Fact. Number 2 Fact, if you see here, it's a B division, 84 division, and he has run in 104, 89, 93, and the horse really loved course and distance, run 4 times, 2 wins, course and distance. The distance 8 run, 3 wins, and I think Fact will be a factor today in this race. In my outside selection is number 1 Cash Time. I'm waiting for this horse to get back. I mean, this horse, I think, got just beaten in the SA Derby in his time, and I think Andrew Fortune has been preaching this horse for a very, very long time, and maybe today he can be involved in the finish in terms of the placings. I'm not sure if the horse can win, but definitely you can include him into your placings. And then my other outsider selection is number 3, Tigers Express. Tigers Express also won average rated meeting 90, where he's now running in an 84. He beat Snow Palace over 2,000, and I think will not have a problem with the 2,400 meters. Definitely not. Can also be involved in the finish. Muzi Yeni on board for match it. Lord Melbourne is the favorite and definitely also has a chance, has been running well. But, got beaten in lesser company, and that is maybe a small worry for me, is that he hasn't really performed in this class. And, so definitely be wary of having a big bet on number 4, Lord Melbourne. Zealand Z, also same situation, been running well in lesser classes, but now up in class. Here we have number 6, Port Key. Now, if this horse is coming off a 392-day rest, and he was also beaten by 0.7 inches behind Fact. But the problem is, first of all, from the Cox stable, I'm not sure how fit this horse was, but if this horse was fit, I would have think this would have been raced over. Smoking Hot has also got his followers. Silvano, Philly did run well also last time, but also in a lesser company. Now up in class, still has to prove herself in this higher division. So let's move on to race number 4. Luckily, not a part of the Pick 6 race 3. Race number 4 is the Betting World Merit Rated Handicap over 1800 meters, Class C, average merit rate in 78. Let's have a look at the betting. Here the betting is as follows. Number 5, Nazi 2-1. Call Me Master 7-2. Captain Cora 6-1. Our Quays 13-2. Psycho King 8-1. In for a penny 14-1 and 16-1. And better the rest. So let's have a look here. Again, here, as I said before, we have this number 5 Nazi who won well in his second race. And now everybody is onto this horse as like it's the next good thing. I can tell you now, this horse is not a good thing. They are hard knockers in this race, and my first choice is number 1, Captain Chorus. Captain Chorus, I think, is a horse on the upgrade. He's been winning a few races lately. He won a nice race, race back, and then ran behind Seal and Z. And I think Captain Chorus today can be in the number 1 box again. Today it's running here uh, in a 78, so it is a little bit up in class from last time out, but I mean, he has won a 78, so it's not a big, he has won on a 78, so he's certainly in the right place, and I think Captain Chorus will run a big race again today. Call me, my outsider selections is number 4, our Quays. Now, our Quays is a poor export Lafferty horse now finding itself here in Gauteng. Couldn't win in Natal, so maybe they think it can do better, but was beaten by Captain Chorus last time out. And there's not a big turnaround in the weight. So, but you know, if our Quays wants to run, he can easily beat this field. But this horse, he never puts two good races after each other. There's always, you know, one good race, one bad race. But I see maybe on that cycle today, he's due for a good race. So that's why I'm including him. My other outsider selection here is number 7, Greek Fire. This horse really is an enigma. It is so well bred. It costs 3 million rand as a yearling. And this horse used to be a merit rated 100. It's now down to a merit rated 77. It has run on far better company than he'll ever run against here. But the problem is Greek Fire cannot just put it together. But with Musieni today riding it for the first time, maybe he can find something. Because if this Greek Fire really wants to run, he can put this field to bed. But the problem is maybe the horse does not have the heart. I don't know. But he must surely be a looker because Michael Azzi, guys, they paid 3 million rand for him. So, but put him in the back ends of your quartet and trifectas, you know, he might just run and improve. Here's number 8, Carrion also Michael Azios. Kumalo, just put in the back ends of your quartet. Has been running there and thereabouts, run a few nice places before breaking the maiden, but after the breaking the maiden, I won't say he's batting, but yeah, maybe not his best ever, but it's a young horse. He can improve, so include into your back ends of your trifectas and quartets. So let's move on to race number 5, which is a Phillies and Mares 83 handicap over 1800 meters, Class C, average merit rate at 76. Here's the betting as follows. Number 4, Lady Amherst 16-10, Illuminate 40-1, Franklin 5-1, Aries Dame 5-2, Elusive Woman 8-1, Quick Wit 9-1, 10-1 and better the rest. Scratch number 1, the Sultana. Yeah, let's have a look at my first selection here. In race number 5 is number 3, which is Franklin. Franklin has been running some nice races. I don't know what happened there behind Illuminate, but was only 5.2 lengths behind, and then improved behind Illuminate. Just got beaten. Now, today I would think Illuminate is also in this race, and he's number 7. And I think on the way turnaround today, that Franklin can beat Illuminate, although Illuminate is on a free timer with Musieni on, so definitely in with a huge chance. My other outsider selection is as follows. Number 6, Irish Dame. I really like this Irish Flame filly. He always tries, and last time did improve. Today, getting again the -1.5, can be involved in the finish, has been placed um, over a little bit longer as well, but the nice outsider to include. And my other outsider selection is number 2, Elusive Woman, also a horse that's always there and thereabout, has been running against stronger company, a 3-year-old by Wally Hall, and I think definitely can definitely improve and be involved in the finish. Here we have Lady Amherst, a 4-year-old ideal world filly by Ford with Me, nicely bred. Did ran second to Sultana, the first race out of the maiden, but I think today finding us, in a decent field, and it's not a question of just winning the race pay. Also drawn back a little bit wide on from draw 10, whereby Franklin is draw 8 just a little bit on his inside. But this Jason Gage is also a jockey that is not that is also riding well. So let's move on to the next race, which is race number 6. And that's a medal rate of 80 handicap, Class C, average medal rating 77. Let's have a look at the betting. Betting as follows. Number 5, River Jordan 18 to 10, Katy Perry 5 to 2, Validius 3 to 1, Samurai Jack 7 to 1, Oyster King 16 to 1, 18 to 1, and longer the rest. Scratch number 2, Mohican. So here in race number 6, my first selection is number 1, which is Validius. This is a dynasty out of a Jetmaster mare, very good breeding. This horse ran and he ran well and he won over the 1600 meters. Today now he's running over the 1400 meters, but I don't foresee a problem. Then he went to Gravel and he ran in that big race, 4.9 inches behind Sent by Destiny, but was running from draw 12 out of 14, was also be on the back foot, because I can assure you the Gravel 1600 meters, you on the outside there, you got no chance. So I really think that this horse today is going to run a huge race. Then my outsider selections is number 7. Number 7 is a Samurai Jack. Also, horse has been running there and thereabouts. Last time out, didn't run too well behind the 8th Lord, but I'm willing to forgive that run, because before Samurai Jack has run some nice races and then took a little bit of a rest, second run after the rest, and I'm sure will definitely be improving. And then my other outsider selection is number 10, Ty Gold. Now, guys, I can't say this horse can win this race, but this horse is a wily horse, Northern Guest, well bred, only carrying 52, and definitely include this horse in the back end of your quartets, because I can tell you now, with the Corniche piece on fire, this horse, some other time, this horse is going to run into the quartets, the back end of your quartets, and if it does, it's going to pay. So my number 10, Ty Gold, not for a win, but definitely include for your quartets. It's a small field, anything can happen. Now let me just quickly have a look here at some other selections. Robert Georgian is the favorite. Now, Riss ran behind Kaila's champ, but I mean, this horse, he won his maiden, and then he took a while to win his maiden, and then he won 2 in a row, beating Christopher Robin, who is quite a useful horse himself. And then after the break, came back and has been struggling really. I'm not confident on this race behind Kyla Champ, Warren Kennedy for Sean Terry, but yeah, not my selection today. But I did include it in my pick 6 though, but not for me today. And then another horse, Katy Perry. I did recommend it the 3 runs back there behind Way of the World. Has been running well and can also be improved to be involved. And then here you have number 4, True Words. Maybe also included in the back end of your quartets, because I couldn't believe that run last week. I don't know what happened, because this horse normally goes to the front. And last week I did recommend him in this big race, but he just never showed. He wasn't there. Maybe I don't know if they're going to have change of tactics today. I don't know what happened there, because I was disappointed not to see this horse in front. And at the end, he was just labeling it back at the end and just faded away. But true whips, I mean, to win 9 races, you can't be a donkey. So let's move on to race number 7, which is the computer form online clinical stakes. over 1600 meters, Class A, average merit rating 111. Betting as follows. Number 3, Queen Supreme 9 to 10, Asterix 11 to 10, Zoo 6 to 1, Shatingo 8 to 1, Chime 16 to 1, 18 to 1 in Famous Fox, 22 to 1, 22 to 1 and longer. Now again, here's exactly what I've been talked right at the beginning of this preview, and I said, do not bank any of the cock horses. Some people are going to be tempted to bank a Queen Supreme. Queen Supreme has disappointed in the past when the money was down. The case on close unfold ran unplaced 12 out of 14 of 70 to 10. Then Ronnie's Candy, 16 to 10, ran third behind Ronnie's Candy. Last week I did fancy it against War of Athena, but she was soundly beaten by War of Athena. Don't get me wrong, Queen Supreme can win this race. Queen Supreme has all the things to beat to win this race. But I can tell you now, do not bank it as horse. You might land up being sorry for yourself because there are a few nice runners in this race. One of my outsider selections is number 1, Chimes. This horse has got course and distance, 5 runs, 1 win, 1 second. This horse is no slouch, is no donkey, and has also been running against the best in the country. Last time out in Gravel behind Running Brave, ran the best in the company. Chimes definitely a horse that you cannot leave out of your calculations. And then my other outsider selection is number 9, which is also a horse that has got ability, and that's number 9, Chatinga. Also no donkey. Has also run some huge races in its time, and it can definitely be. They ran 5.5 lengths behind Summer Pudding in a same kind of race it's running in now. So Chatinga can be involved in the finish. Even Jetstar, but I think Jetstar did lose a bit of her previous form. So maybe not today. Here is Tilbury Ford. If Tilbury Ford wants to run, he will run. He will outclass this field. That is definitely. He's a previous winner of the Summer Cup, now finding itself in the middle division stakes. Okay, so definitely Zoo was also a horse that can improve, but Zuas has never won over the 1600 meters. Please note that I think the 1600 meters is just too far for Zuas. Now with the Maroon stable, maybe he could do miracles. So let's move on to race number 8. Race number 8 is a merit rated 80 divided handicap over 1,000 meters, Class C, average merit rating 76. They could have named this horse the Clinton Binder Stakes or something, because he's got the number of runners in this race. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 runners in this race. Let's have a look at the betting. My thing will be, if you can afford it, put all 5 his runners in, because it has happened and he wins with the wrong one. Here we have number 4, Pinda Mizala, 19 to 10, Varadlow 5 to 2, Touch of Fate 11 to 2, Kings Road 7 to 1, 12 to 1, Hurricane Headleaf 16 to 1, Blow Me Down, Florence 16 to 1, and 20 to 5 to 1, and longer the rest. So here in this race, number 4, Pinda Mizala is also my best bet of the day. This horse has been running against some strong opposition, and I think he's ready to go in again today under Warren Kennedy from draw 8 over this 1,000 meters. Has been running against some strong opposition, and I think today can definitely, after his run behind Thumbs Up, he can go in today again. Then I think, his biggest opposition will be from number 5, Varadlow, Dawson Stable, with Marco van Rensburg on board. This horse did ran third behind Pina Mazzala. Pina Mazzala was carrying 50. This horse was carrying 58.5. And now today, they are carrying a kilogram apart. So definitely a huge turnaround in weight. So number 5, Varadlow, can turn it around, possibly with the favorite. My outsider selections is number 8, which is Touch of Fate, also one of the Clinton Binder horses. Genie on board. Has been running some decent races. Last time I just couldn't get going behind Gang Leader, but I think also horse who's got ability. My other outsider selection is also Clinton Binder horse, which is number 1, Kings Road. I don't know what happened last time, but hopefully the horse will run a better race than last time behind Mind Reader. It's an awkward start, hung out, so it wasn't comfortable. Ran second, was just beaten under the link by Pinda Mazala. Again, there's a big turnaround in weights. So, yeah, maybe, yeah, that can be a bit of a problem, all those weight turnarounds, but maybe this filly is improving and can land up in the number 1 box. So let's move on to race number 9. Race number 9 is merit rated 100 divided handicap class A, average merit rated 95. So let's have a look at the betting before we have a look at the field. So here we have number 4, Captain Hindsight, 28 to 10, Mombella 15 to 4, Chief of State 15 to 4, Epic Dream 8 to 1, Cavalry 14 to 1, Ispahan 14 to 1, Iskama Isun 14 to 1, 15 to 1, Big Blue Marble, Galactic Warrior 15 to 1, Donorvia 22 to 1, and 35 to 1, Symphonico. So now, guys, I just want to introduce you to a new trainer on the block, Mr. Fani Broncos. He used to be assistant to Paul Matchett, and it looks like today will be his first runner as a fully fledged trainer, Fani Broncos. Now, can his first runner be his first winner? Now, there's a saying, and I've been preaching this all along, that sometimes a horse will win, and he will never win for a year, and then on the same date and time and the same race, this horse will come and win a race. Now, if you have a look at number 1, Donorvia. Donorvia won on the 14th of December in the Somor race. The race was run at a Vaal last week, and that was won by Sweet Sensation. But last year, this horse, as a 3-year-old, won this race, beating Land of the Brave. At that stage, he's had nine runs since. So yeah, at that stage, he was 6 runs, and then 3 wins from 6 runs. And this horse has got ability. Now, we're running here in a Class A, average merit rating 95. Now, if you have a look here at Donorvia has been running in 107 against Mr. Flood, 91 Chief Justice, 97 Marshall, 111 River Rain, 4.5 lengths behind River Rain in a computer form sprint. Shanty Man, 112, 6.7. Bohica was favored last week, ran 3.35 lengths. You put Bohica in this field, he will murder them. You put Van Halen in this field, he'll win by far more than 8 lengths. Asterix, the 1450, too far. Last week again, running against an 112 against a top field, 8 lengths behind Ultra Magnus. I'm telling you guys, go take the money, take the each way on Donorvia. You will not be sorry. This horse is going to run a huge race today. It's down in class. Fani Broncos will be looking to make his first runner, his first winner. Definitely Donorvia, not a horse to discard today. Then here we have number 6, my outsider Cavalry. Also a horse that has been running against some decent opposition, 104, 97, 92, 97. 103, 104. Always here, all this horse was beaten by Riverine last time in a progress plate. Definitely 6. Clinton Binder still stable in form. Hollywood's in form. Definitely not a horse to leave out. Then my other outsider selection is number 10, Eskimo Kisses. Eskimo Kisses might not have run in this trial, but this is a genuine horse. 14 runs, 3 wins, 4 seconds, a third, 4 fourths. Always there and there about. Last time out, I'm not sure what happened there. Maybe needed a run or something, but I think we'll definitely improve. Rainer Danielson on board. Now, there are other horses of chances in this race. Galactic Warrior also runs well when he's got the apprentice on board, can be involved in the finish. And Big Blue Marble, when he wants to decide to run on his day, he can murder this field, but you never know. He also battles to put two good runs together in a row. Sing for Nico, also a horse that has got ability, but hasn't been running well lately. But with the way the Cornet Spies horses are running, anything is possible with the Cornet Spies horse at the moment. Yeah, here's number 4, Captain Hindsight, also a speedy horse, has been also been running against some top division, so probably the horse to beat. But I think that Donna weer today a nice each way bet to have a few rand on just in case, because even I think on the places you'll get a nice payout on the places. All right, so that brings us to the end of our uh, preview for Turffontein. I hope I could point you in the right direction, and as I always say, break a leg.